Yo, what up, fam? Say, man, I'm chilling. It's Wednesday. I think it's hump day. It's Wednesday. Look, I've been following this story. And y'all, I'm a black man and I'm unrepentant of being a black man. I'm no less than anyone. Matter of fact, I'm more than a conqueror through Christ Jesus. So, in my life, man, I've been judged, questioned by my own people. By my own people. Let me tell you, young brother, something. Y'all are the pick of the litter. And I'm you know what? I'm gonna talk to my sons. That's free in the free world. Whenever a person say, don't nobody want you, don't listen to that. Somebody do want you. And let them know you are the pick of the litter. Because I promise you, if whoever's telling you they don't want you, tell them to look at who they've been with. And I promise you, you're doing better than what they've been with. I said on, y'all will see it later on a Tough Talk. Stop letting nobody tell you you ain't somebody. But check it out. Me out here grinding. Oh, you a chauvinist. You are this, you are that. But I've been hearing this story. And y'all, I'm going to just tell you this, please, especially my sisters, make it make sense to me. Can you please play what I'm talking about, please? Make it make sense to me.
Exclusive investigation. We reported first last week the November death of a woman at Mule Creek State Prison during a conjugal visit with her husband was ruled a homicide. And now we're learning another woman was also murdered during a visit with her husband at the same prison a few months before that. Both deadly incidents taking place at the Mule Creek State Prison in Ione. That's in Amador County. KCRA3 investigates Lizzie Mitri spoke exclusively with that woman's family.
Curtis, this family saw our investigation last week after the murder of 62-year-old Stephanie Dowles, and they said they felt compelled to come forward with their story.
We were born and raised in San Francisco. We were raised by our grandparents. And this is just a little collage of her life.
Janine Rojo and her cousin weren't just close in age.
We've literally been together since birth.
They did everything together until July 1st, when everything changed.
It's just tragic what happened.
Her cousin, a single mother of one, died.
Tanya Vanessa Corpus Thomas, she was 47 years old.
She says Thomas spent more than half her life battling lupus, but the family learned the disease is not what killed her.
For her to be taken away this way, it's gut-wrenching.
The Amador County District Attorney tells KCRA3 investigates Thomas's husband, 48-year-old Anthony Curry, is charged with her murder.
Oh, it hit my gut.
He's accused of strangling Thomas during a conjugal visit at Mule Creek State Prison. Court records show Curry was already serving time in prison for a conviction of attempted murder following the 1999 shooting of his 19-year-old girlfriend at the time.
He shot a girl in the head and dumped her body, so he left her body for dead.
She was found at a remote truck stop in Richmond, barely alive. A gunshot wound to the head left her permanently blind and partially paralyzed.
He's a violent person.
Rojo says she had no idea her cousin even had conjugal visits with him.
With that history of severe violence, why are they being allowed to have these visits? Unsupervised.
It's something she kept to herself until she saw the story on the November death of 62-year-old Stephanie Dowles.
4 months after a woman died while visiting an inmate at Mule Creek State Prison, we've learned her death is now deemed a homicide.
Another woman killed at Mule Creek State Prison during a conjugal visit with her husband, a 4-time convicted murderer.
I was sick to my stomach and I was in tears.
She could no longer stay silent.
I'm not against conjugal visits. However, You know, there's already 2 murders at Mule Creek. What can be done to prevent this from happening again? Maybe put more prison guards out, to do more safety checks, to anything to save another life.
The CDCR website shows inmates can't have conjugal visits if they're on death row, convicted of sex offenses if they're going through the reception process upon arrival to a prison, or if they have disciplinary restrictions. But there is no mention of violent crime convictions. CDCR says inmates have to apply and meet strict criteria to earn the privilege of family visits. And they say these visits are meant to support family connection and rehabilitation.
Okay, so.
No, keep going.
So a lot of people would say 1 murder is too many, 2 murders, way too many. What security measures are in place to protect people who are there visiting?
Right. We had to go through their manual to see what do they do? How do they make sure people are safe? What we could find is inmates have to present themselves for a count at least 4 times in 24 hours. And the prison can order unscheduled inspections. But otherwise, the manual really highlights that they try to ensure the inmate's privacy.
But we know about a second case because the family came forward. How many other cases are there that we don't know about?
Right. And we have asked the corrections department, and they responded to our inquiry, answering everything except for that question. So we followed up, and we are hoping to hear back from them soon.
All right.
That's what I want to say. Make it make sense. Please, somebody. Please, somebody, make it make sense. Now, everybody's talking about, well, they try to do this and they try to do that. Well, it looks to me like these guys tried their best to go to prison. So why is it that these guys that's committed these crimes are allowed? No, you know what? That's beside the point. What is in a woman's mind to want to go get a convict? You call a man out here, oh, you ain't got no money, you ain't got you a deadbeat, you are this, you are that, but you will go marry a convict.
Hey, manifest reality.
Hey, manifest.
It's the same prison.
This is silly. They trying to make, first of all, you are what you lay with. I don't care whether they're in prison or whatever. You are what you lay with. But let me tell you something. Like I said, I'm just be straight, point blank. I don't have no criminal history. I work with children every day. I've had black women to run a check on me. But I understand why they do it, because that's the way the enemy works. The enemy always wants you poking where you don't supposed to be, where there's no threat, because he's getting you from the back end.
Right, manifest. That's true.
While you setting up calling this man a criminal, you got a criminal that came out of you. That's the way the enemy works. He make you look over here. You gonna incriminate this man that ain't did nothing like that, while you done raised a criminal. That's the enemy. Wake up, people. Wake up, people. Say, yeah, there is some people in prison that are wrongfully incarcerated. But both of these gentlemen that we just showed you, both of them were, one of them did kill unalive 4 people and did it mafia style. They knew what he did. He didn't deny it. What would give any person in sound mind, because they had to be smart, stupid mistakes and retarded thinking. They were smart. She was real smart. But common sense would tell me, look, this is a criminal. And if I'm going to go visit a criminal, I'm not about to spend too much time, no time where we one-on-one. A person doing life, what do they have to lose?
Yeah, that's true, Manifest. And then the news just said that their manifold said that they are not supposed to have visits if they have violent crimes, but that's a lie.
And let me go a little farther. If y'all notice, it was black on black crime.
Mm-hmm.
It was black on black crime. Did y'all notice that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they gonna let them in there. Let another black kill another black. That's what happened. And look, I'm not trying to be racist, but it's obvious.
And that's at the same
if this dude shot a 19-year-old girl where she's blind for the rest of her life and crippled, physically crippled for the rest of her life, what would give any woman a mitigated gall, I'm saying a straight, sound mind woman, a want to go be with someone incarcerated, knowing they can't provide, knowing you're always, that's a control thing. See, I found out that women that love control, they'll get with somebody locked up because they control the whole thing. Because see, I can go work. I'm gonna make it. You can't control me. But that man incarcerated, you got all say so. You can destroy him by saying, hey, I ain't gonna put no money on your books. Shut up. And you got him. But evidently, look, this is really what's going on. These women went and treated trash like treasure and got a trashy result. You get a treasure, you are treated like trash. Because it has a standard. I have a standard as a person. See, standards wasn't just made for women. Boundaries wasn't just made for women. Men, you better have a standard where, no, I don't tolerate that. No, I'm not going to put my hands on you. I'm going to leave you. That's not a gender thing. That's a human thing. Bullies has no gender favor. Women that go get penitentiary guys, they have a bully controlling spirit. Because that is not a relationship. Because a relationship, a healthy relationship, y'all, is a relationship that can be reciprocating. How can anyone, whether it's a woman or man, be incarcerated, one free, and they get together online? Both of these, that last relationship was built online. First of all, if you a criminal, what you doing have access to online?
That's what I do want to know.
I don't agree with that. And y'all think, well, he's saying that. Yes, I do have a son that's done time in the penitentiary, and I feel the same way about him. Boy, if you do something to go to the penitentiary, you don't need a tablet. You don't need money on your books because I taught you better. Whatever you getting, you worked hard to get there. I'm not that one. You got the right one. And any female dealing with him while he incarcerated, I'm going to tell her, you are dumb. because you can't make this make sense. You are so, you want to put yourself up here, but your esteem is so low. You don't want somebody that got their own mind. See, my wife ain't got to tell me everything because Merton Charles taught me a whole lot. I don't have to be coached from point A to point B. That was my parents' job to get me that far. But a control freak will try to tell you, say, drive like you got sent. You ain't got to tell me that. I'm not no mama's boy. I'm a man growing into a godly man. Somebody will get that in the morning. Somebody will get that in the morning. But if you sitting up behind bars and you ain't never getting out, what makes you think this individual won't click on you? He ain't never that he wasn't getting out. He was in there for life. He got life in a dark day. Make this make sense to me. We're so hard on each other and so judgmental. Quick to call somebody a deadbeat and this and that and this and that and woo, woo, woo. And ain't no that. But you mess with somebody that's already doomed.
Their mind is demented. Are you right?
Yes, it's got to be demonic. It can't be anything with any proper. It can't be proper. Everything about it is demonic. And it's a control freak. And y'all got to remember, Lucifer was a control freak. That's why he lost his position in the kingdom. Control freaks just want control. So what better way or what better person to get with a person that's already being controlled by the system? And you know what? They real cunning. They know how to talk. Hey, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Boy, you ain't got to go clock in. You ain't got to do nothing. You ain't got to say nothing. You just setting up in there all day. So you know how to manipulate your talk game, your speech game, your what we call conversation is all over the place. It's A1, the best. So therefore, they get in that woman's head and they have that woman really convinced that this dude is really thinking. He got 5 or 6 women he probably doing at the same time, telling them the same thing. Y'all need to watch that show, 90 Day Lockup or whatever. Man, they running game. That's all you got is time to run game. You ain't got to go clock in nowhere. Ain't like you getting ready to drive up out of there.
She said a professional criminal.
They are exactly manifest. They're professional criminals. And let me tell y'all something. Look, I understand, yeah, you might have some bad experiences with men, bad experiences with this. But what I've learned as a man and as a human being, when I go through bad experience, don't look at another person, the next person or the person that I went through that with, look at me. Because once you start evaluating self, you'll be able to avoid that situation because you're checking yourself. You're allowing God to check you. So you can correct those things. But if you always playing victim, eventually you gonna become a real victim. And I promise you, that's what I ain't gotta promise nothing. Y'all see what's going on? Keep playing victim. You gonna become a real victim. Ain't no coming back from that. Strangulation? That's game over. Come on, y'all. Y'all make this make sense. Please, somebody make this make sense to me, because it don't make sense nowhere. Not in my book. I'm telling all you young brothers, I don't care if you ain't got a cent in your pocket. Hold your head up. Hold your head up. Get your one-on-one relationship with God. Stop trying to be a man pleaser. Stop letting nobody tell you you ain't somebody. Because I promise you, it's a nobody telling you you ain't. I'm so tired of hearing it, y'all. I hear women say it out. You ain't good enough for my daughter. Who? I done had women, you ain't good enough for my daughter. Where your man, in prison? Woo! Hello. Hold up. So you've been sleeping with a penitentiary, but you telling me, who's free and ain't never been incarcerated like that I ain't good enough for your daughter? Really? Say, stop letting nobodies tell you you ain't somebody. Young black man, pick your boots up off the floor, lace up your shoes, pull up your britches, men comb their hair. They don't get their hair done. That's what women do. Cut your hair off if you can't afford to get it done yourself. Get your manhood together before you get your fatherhood. Somebody get that in the morning. Get your manhood before you get your fatherhood. Yeah, because this stuff that we doing, it don't make sense nowhere. Y'all make it make sense to me. Say, I'm done. I'm really disgusted with this. And you know what? They ain't getting ready to tell us how many other done happen. All this stuff is being swept up under the rug, which it should be. Because, you know, it's helping cut down the population. But you notice YouTube and social media is making a lot of things be exposed. So we got to be thankful for that, because we would have never heard about these things living in different cities. It wouldn't have made our news. Everyone don't watch CNN, so that we wouldn't know about these things. But our young sisters need to hear about this kind of stuff. They need to hear about this. They need to hear about this. For real. You need to hear this. This is what happens. You know, I'm done. But y'all, you know what? When your parents are deceased, it seems like things that they taught you and preached to you, they become 3D. And one of the things my parents taught me, when a person show you who they are, believe it. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something, my people. The reason why a lot of us can't believe, because we don't respect it. We don't respect each other. So therefore, that's why this kind of stuff in prison, in the penitentiary, happens. Because someone told them that's a wrong move, but because they didn't respect that person, they didn't listen. They didn't take the advice. See, let me help a parent. When your child go do something you told them not to do, that's a sign of, I don't respect you, mama. That's just the truth. And then they keep doing it. They're telling you, I don't respect you, mama. It ain't nothing else to it. And I know a lot of people don't like this, but you know what? I'm learning at 54. It ain't for me to be liked. It's just for me to go and tell the truth. Say, man, y'all listen to Charleston White. Y'all listen to all these cats out here cussing and talking all this trash and saying this and saying that. Y'all are praise them, put them on a pedestal. These so-called stars or media, social media stars and entertainers. Y'all put them on pedestals, but somebody just spitting the truth to you. Oh, now you gonna judge me? I can't tell you nothing. And you know what? I ain't even going to Caucasians or Mexicans or Indians. It's my own black people that's like that. It's our own black people. Say, I'm tired of hearing, oh, they don't treat. We don't love each other. We don't love self. Get real. Say, if them women love themselves, why would they put themselves in danger? When you get in the car with me, you can best believe that you're in the safest vehicle on this side because I love me. That's for anybody. You want to ride with me? You in good hands. I will get challenged on that. I will get hated on for loving me. But we want to love the thug. We want to love the penitentiary. We want to love the one that ain't never getting out of jail. We love them. We go see them. But somebody ain't even dealing with that. Oh, we question him all day long. Say, we are warped. The Bible talks about that. It's called a reprobated mind, a debased mind. That's what the Bible calls that, y'all. And a lot of us are living life in a debased, reprobated mind.
Manifest, I emailed it to you and showed you how to share it.
This does not make sense. And we teaching our young sisters, our young little girls to walk right behind that. Y'all look at the ages of them sisters. Them wasn't no young. Them was some old dum-dums.
60-something.
60, 40 something. Them was old dum-dums. So if the old supposed to teach the young, and that's what's teaching them, say, man, we in trouble.
Thank you, Manifest, for the support. We appreciate it.
Everyone in this skin, as long as we in the flesh, we gonna make mistakes and errors. But let me tell y'all something. Life is about learning lessons and getting better. That's all life is about. Learning lessons, getting better. Oh, R.I.P. Huey Williams, the Williams brothers' big brother, Huey Williams, offered me a record deal, y'all, when I was going through a real dark time. He was one of the ones that knew I had a gift, heard my gift, and gave me a call. Little old me from Muskogee, Oklahoma. R.I.P. Huey Williams. But say, y'all stay up, y'all stay blessed. Say, y'all, I'm very adamant because stupidity bothers me, because it affects me. And it affects you too. It affects you too. We may not see it directly right now, but pretty soon, indirectly, it's there, and then it'll hit us direct.
True, Manifest, it's true.
Because it's so many of us falling for this okie doke. Falling for this okie doke. Falling for this okie doke. Come on. Come on. You know what? One of the greatest things that I ever figured out in my life, one of the greatest things, is that I don't know everything. And as a man, I can humble myself up under the leadership of my Heavenly Father. And I can use God's math, and I'll be all right.
Amen.
And this is something for everybody. Look, people run around talking about, I'm just being myself. You know what? And being yourself is, you know what? I do a lot of things that's not in my character, and that's not being fake. Because the Bible teaches us to do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. So I know I got some ways about me people don't like. So therefore, I give people grace because I know that's what I want. That don't mean I'm being fake. That means I'm relinquishing my control to a higher being.
Teaching me.
That's what that means. I'm not being fake because I learned what I'm thinking in my head. I learned that from somebody. Somebody taught me that. Okay, but if I'm a man and I'm saying I'm following God, did God teach me that? No, God didn't teach me that. Mere man taught me that. So I've got to start walking in love.
He teaches us to follow love with all men. What is that? What is it?
Yeah, follow love with all men, not some.
Follow peace.
Follow peace. Yeah, follow peace with all men.
That means whatever you're thinking or feeling is not God's way.
But sisters, let me tell y'all something. I don't know who I'm talking to, but whoever pen paling with that dude in the penitentiary, write your last draft. Leave that mess alone. And trust God. Leave it alone. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Because the majority of them, even if they get out, they're gonna repeat. They ain't ready. They ain't ready. Now, and I'm talking to you mothers especially. Parents in general. If you're a parent, you've already know that when you're a parent, your child is your responsibility. That's just what it is. Don't go back into that for somebody else's child. Say, y'all be blessed until the next. Say, hold up. I'm gonna end with this. Let me end with this. It was this woman. She was at the park. She walked through the park. She sat down on a bench. This homeless dude was digging through the trash can getting food out. And she was looking at him. And she was very disgusted. She was like, this dude is digging out of the trash can, getting food out, eating. So he came over there and sat near her. She tried to move over. She didn't want to be rude. So she tried to move over a little bit. So she looked at him. And finally, she built up enough courage to say, man, why are you living like this? You don't have family where you could go live? You just out here, you stink, you unkept, your clothes are dirty. You don't have family, you don't have nothing. He said, 3 weeks ago, I had a warm bed. I had a live-in chef. I had a live-in dry cleaners. I had a live-in maid. Just 3 weeks ago. She said, well, sir, what happened? He said, I got out of prison. Somebody get that in the morning. Y'all be blessed until the next.